that might cause someone to do something.
Hey Salaam guys, so today is my big interview with Radio Islam. I'm hoping, I don't know, I'm not sure, but I'm hoping to give you guys like a tour around, and so you guys can see like a glimpse of, you know, their office and their location and stuff. So my husband over here,
drive 2.2 miles,
is going to be my very helpful and amazing cameraman. So tune in, follow me on Instagram, and you'll see the details of how you can tune in and join in on the fun. Assalamu alaikum.
Is reaching out, kind of opening up herself, sharing her perspective, her insights, and forming relationship with people through the YouTube platform and Instagram as well. So joining us in studio this evening is Rula Martini. She's an aspiring YouTube and Instagram influencer. And if you scroll through Rula's YouTube and Instagram channels, visitors, that's you. You get a piece of Rula's unique view of the world. And she also loves to garden and cook, and happens to be the grateful mother of 2 sons. So we are thankful and happy to have you here. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Like, I'm so like blessed and humbled. It's really wonderful to be a part of this. So thank you so much.
Oh, alhamdulillah. It's good to have you. Good to have you. So, as I said, these platforms we have, right? YouTube, which is undoubtedly the biggest one, the biggest platform to allow people to pick up a camera, start talking, share their insights, take people with them, and form relationships that are very important to people. And you know, people don't start out with 3 million followers, right? They start with one person subscribing, and it really is building a foundation, a relationship.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, well, first, tell us a bit about you. We know that you're on the YouTube. You're on YouTube. See, if I said the YouTube, that's a real old person thing to say. Right. But tell us a bit about who is Rula.
Okay, so my name is Rula Martini. I was like debating with my husband when I was saying, should I say my name is Rula? He's like, obviously they know who you are.
You gotta say your name, right?
Right, that's who I am. And I define myself by my name. I have a whole video about that. Okay. And basically how my name Rula is Arab, very Middle Eastern. The name Rula is in a tribe, a Meccan tribe. And I consider myself very deeply rooted, like I'm very deep within my roots. I really am. And my last name Martini is very American, which is I am 100% American and 100% Arab. So I kind of intermingle in both worlds. That's who I am. I don't define I'm like the perfect medium of both worlds, subhanAllah. Okay, so I grew up, I was born in Brooklyn. Right now we're living in West Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Made the rounds.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay.
It's fun. Right.
Now, what is it that drew you to YouTube and to share yourself and your ideas, your voice in this matter? Did you grow up as a theater person, performer, or anything of that nature?
You know, I have to be honest. I think what really drew me was my just my breaking point. I just felt like we were headed in a wrong direction. Our youth is in a wrong direction. I felt like now you have the capacity, you have the outreach to do whatever you want. So these days it's makeup tutorials, which it's okay. I'm all for. I'm all for anyone sharing their craft. Yeah. But I think if you can share khair, if you can share goodness and barakah, then it is your obligation to do so. It is your obligation to kind of shed light, if you will. Yep. And I also think it's really important to kind of create some sort of access with each other. Things have become so formal. People don't talk enough. People are living their lives and they're just closed in. And as much as I love social media, it's also how people are using it that's you know, it could be impactful or it could be harmful. So I thought I wanted to be impactful. And you know, a lot of the topics that I cover are very, I think they're topics that need to be addressed in society. I think as a society, as an ummah, I'm distraught. I really am. I really am. And I think we've reached a point where, you know, things are coming to light. And it may not be in a good way, but I also think that now we're breaking barriers. And yeah, that could be with Donald Trump's candidacy. Right now we're talking about race, we're talking about things that we never talked about, sexual abuse, the hierarchy almost between men and women. So yeah, so you're asking me why YouTube, why go into it? Because I can, really.
So, and I think that's a great answer, right? You have the capacity, the ability to do it, so you do it, right?
Yeah.
But growing up in your formative years, was this type of expression, was this something that you could have seen yourself doing?
No.
Maybe as a high schooler?
No, not really.
No?
No. Like, you saw how nervous I was walking in here.
Yeah.
Didn't I tell you, like, if I get nervous to, like, cut to break? They're like, no, we don't do that. I'm like, oh, great.
Yeah, we just keep it going. We just keep it going. The only rule in radio is that you just can't have dead air.
Okay.
Right? That's the only rule.
Well, I do talk
That's the
a lot.
main rule.
I talk
Well, see,
a lot.
You're right at home then.
Yeah.
Right? So we don't have to worry about any dead air. Right?
Alhamdulillah, yeah.
Yeah. So the topics so you got to a point basically where you your own analysis, right, of society is something that pushed you.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So that's
Yeah.
what it was. It wasn't about just being a performer.
Was really struggling because I'm like, I can either talk about or do what's gonna get me there, the 3 million mark,
Right.
or I can just talk to one person, and one person is perfectly sufficient for me.
Yeah.
And I can't even emphasize the importance of creating access with another Muslim brother or sister, because I'm gonna say this. At one point in my life, I needed that access. I needed my ummah, and my ummah was nowhere to be found. So I want to be that ummah for someone else. So it's really important. I just felt like, why not? People need to hear this. People need to talk about it. My number one inspiration, and I said this in my very, very first video, is when I was in college, I didn't exactly have, you know, we have the best of times and we have the worst of times. My college days were not exactly the best of times. Okay? So I had so many days where I would go to the musalla and I would just release myself to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I would just find myself in almost like a trance, and I would just...
Quick interruption.
Yeah.
Just a quick translation for the non-Arabic speaking Radio Sound family listeners. That's the salah, that's the prayer area. That's it.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
So I would almost feel comfort and serenity, like so much, and you're going to have to translate this, khushu', when I would,
It's like a
khushu'
humility,
it's like a solace.
softness, and khashin, same word, right?
Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah. So I would feel like this contentment, this comfort in my skin to, like, I cannot even, I would look at the sky and I would see so much more than subhanahu wa ta'ala started to kind of break away. I mean, I used to wait for the salah to missing the salah. And